Hi there, I'm Aki from Aki Gaming, and welcome to another episode of My Waifu or Husbando is Better Than Yours. Each episode, we will be putting two heroes into the spotlight and see who reigns supreme over the other. First, they will be judged by all of their attributes, which includes their stats, weapons, skills, etc. Then, we will put them into a battle simulator to see who's the better one when head-on. Not only that, we will be also giving them their best possible skill build and put them into the ultimate mass battle showdown to see who will be crowned the winner of My Waifu or Husbando is Better Than Yours. Let's not wait any longer and introduce our contestants. Standing on the left corner, the kind and caring trainee tactician, raised by Eremia as an assassin, the wayward one, Katarina! And standing on the right corner, the grandchild of Valida, the shamelessly self-driven, lad of afar, Morgan! So here we go, Tome vs Tome, Tactician vs Tactician. Who would take home the title? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble? Round 1, Stats and Skills. Let's start with their base stats total. Katarina has a BST of 147 and Morgan's BST is 150. Morgan takes the first point. What about their rating after weapons and skills? Katarina's total rating is 157 and Morgan is 167. Another point to Morgan, 0-2. Next is their hit points. Katarina has 34 HP and Morgan has 37. Morgan scores again. Let's look at their base attack now. Katarina's attack is 32 and Morgan is 33. It's becoming like a thrashing fest now. What about their speed? Who is the faster unit among the two? Katarina has a speed of 34 and Morgan has also 34. It's a draw. Now let's look at their defense. Katarina has 15 points in defense and Morgan has 20. Another point to Morgan. Last, their resistance to magical damage. Katarina has a resistance of 32 and Morgan has 26. Finally, Katarina scores her first point. After comparing their stats, Morgan is leading with 4 points. By theory, it's impossible for Katarina to make a comeback. But who knows? Now, let's look at their weapon. Katarina uses the Raw Out Tome that has a might of 10. It boosts her attack, speed, defense and resistance equal to the number of adjacent allies times 2 during combat. Furthermore, Raw Out could be refined to boost her HP and one of the other stats of your choice. As for Morgan, he uses a tome called Grima's Truth. It has a might of 14 and grants him an additional 3 defense. After combat, if he attacks, inflicts a -5 attack and speed on target and foes within 2 spaces of target through their next action. At the same time, it grants an attack speed +5 to himself and units within 2 spaces. Unlike Katarina's tome, Grima's Truth cannot be refined. So, who has the better weapon? I would say Morgan's tome is slightly better because of the debuff and the buff effect. Even GameMate also rated Grima's Truth higher than Raw Out. So, 1 more point to Morgan. Next, their special. Katarina uses the special Glacis that boosts her attack dealt equal to 80% of her resistance when proc. It has a cooldown of 4. How about Morgan? He uses Dragon Fang, a special that grants him a +50% on attack when proc with a cooldown of 4. According to Game 8, both specials are rated the same, but who uses it better? With their default stats, Katarina's Glacis deals an additional 26 damage, compared to Morgan's Dragon Fang that deals 24. Hence, this point will go to Katarina. Next, let's look at their passives. We won't be comparing their passive in A or B since one of them doesn't have it. But no worries, we will still introduce it nevertheless. Katarina has Swift Sparrow in slot A. It grants her a +4 attack and speed during combat whenever she initiates. and Morgan has a new passive called Down Range in slot B. If foe use bow, dagger, magic or staff, it neutralizes foe's bonuses during combat. Last, let's compare their passive in C. Katarina has attack ploy. At start of turn, all foes in cardinal direction with resistance lower than her suffer a -5 attack until the end of foe's next action. As for Morgan, he has spur defense resistance that grants adjacent allies a +3 on defense and resistance during combat. So who will take the last point? Once again, by referring to Game 8, attack ploy is rated the same as spur defense resistance. It's a draw. And that's the end to round 1. With a score of 2-6, the winner of first round is Morgan! Poor Katarina. Hope she will do better in the next round. Now, let's move on to round 2, head-on fight. For this segment, I'm going to use the FEH damage calculator by Andu Krandu. First, we are just going to let them brawl with their default skills and Ivy with no buff. Let's have a look at the result. It seems no one gets to round KO their opponent. However, Morgan gets to take Katarina down in the following turn if she attacks first. But if Katarina has an adjacent ally, she would be able to one-round KO Morgan while initiating. I think it's fair to give it a draw for the default fight. How about we give them some skill inheritance? For your information, the skill that will be shown might not be the best build for them, but is optimized for higher kill counts. For Katarina, Refine Rao Ao, Fury, Chill Resistance, Speed Ploy, Moonbow, and an attack seal. For Morgan, Grimace Truth, Life and Death, Chill Resistance, Spur Defense Resistance, Moonbow, and a Speed Seal. And the result? Still no one-round KO, and whoever initiates first will be KO in the following turn. But in the case that Katarina has one adjacent ally, she would have enough speed to double Morgan and take him down in one turn during both phases. I have tried many ways to tweak Morgan's build, but it's hard to come by a build that could rival Katarina's with an adjacent ally. Hence, just to make things interesting in the last round, let's give round 2 to Katarina, shall we?
Guess those dice. Guess those dice.
私はもっと強くなりたい。
Before we proceed to the final segment, let's look back at the results so far. Both Katarina and Morgan has a win in hand, so it all boils down to the last round. Who will be crowned this week's winner? Let's find out in round 3, Mass Battle. For this segment, we will be using the same damage calculator as round 2 to calculate how effective are they against all the other heroes. Instead of looking at only their kills, we are going to consider their draws and losses too, and the result will be in the form of percentage. Here's the formula. First, we will calculate the result with their default build. And Katarina draws 26, loses 123, and wins 84. What about Morgan? He draws 81, loses 75, and wins 77. As mentioned earlier, let's convert it to percentage. And Morgan has the higher rate of 50.4% compared to Katarina with 41.6%. Next, let's have a look at the result when defending. Katarina draws 35, loses 124, and wins 74. On the other hand, Morgan draws 71, loses 73, and wins 89. After conversion, Morgan is still leading with 53.4, which is 14.1% higher than Katarina's. Hence, the default fight goes to Morgan. Now, let's move on to the skill inheritance fight. Could Katarina be able to beat Morgan? Let's look at the result. Katarina draws 5, loses 51, and wins 177. As for Morgan, he draws 14, loses 25, and wins 194. Let's change it to percentage. And Morgan's winning rate is higher with 86.3 against 77. What if enemy attacked first? Would the result be any different? And Katarina draws 6, loses 81, and wins 146. How about Morgan? He draws 7, loses 76, and wins 150. Their winning rate... Morgan has a slight lead with 65.9 against Katarina's 63.9. But wait a minute. Since Katarina has an auto, shall we consider the result if she had an adjacent ally instead? And here's the result when attacking. When defending, much closer. Let's average out both phases. Katarina wins if given an adjacent ally. Let's consider the skill inheritance fight to be a draw then. However, Morgan already has a point during the default mass battle fight, so the winner of round 3 is the lad from afar. And ladies and gentlemen, by winning the first and the last round, I'm proud to announce the winner of this episode, My Waifu or Husbando is better than yours is... Morgan! Whoa, what an interesting matchup. I did not expect Morgan to be such a strong unit. And the good thing is, he's available at a 4-star pool, compared to Katarina, which you could only get from a 5-star pool. So, what's your thought on the result? Who do you think should have been the better waifu or husbando? Let's discuss. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Aki Gaming for more interesting content like this. You could also leave a comment below to suggest who would you like to feature in a future episode. Due to scheduling conflict, I need to fix the matchup for the next 3 episodes. However, I will still put a poll up for you guys to decide who would you like to see first before the next 2. You see the small exclamation icon on the top right? Click that and make your votes count. Oh, here's the winning pair that will be featured in the upcoming week. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode of My Waifu or Husbando is better than yours.